Be clear, nobody's scared of nobody. All of that tough talk, nobody. All that tells me that I'm coming at you way different than I come at anybody else. Like, nobody. There should be no ill feelings at all. Especially in my advice. My advice was like, hey, if you move on with somebody and that person wants to be with you and y'all planning a family together and all that, you can't come and talk crazy to me. How? Your future kid possibly is going to be related to my kid. What you doing? Stop. You understand what I'm saying? There's no ill feelings on either side. And I'm not emotional. I'm not. Let's be clear. I just don't understand why when every time somebody has something to promote, talk about that. Talk about whatever your endeavor is that you have coming up. It's so easy. It is so... The same publicists that y'all use to push stories out, that's the same publicists that before you walk into the room, you say, hey, anything about Ram, anything about this, I don't want to talk about that. That's it. It never happens. So when people are like, oh, they asked. You can say, don't talk about it. Because I would do that. If I didn't care, I'm like, I don't care what y'all ask me. I'll say what I want to say. I've been on that before. But when you really don't care, you really not about, you think people don't be trying to ask me stuff? And I'll be like, what? You understand? I just don't understand.
Let's slow down and unpack this carefully. Because what started as casual online chatter has quickly evolved into a full-blown viral moment that everyone seems to be talking about. Just when it appeared that the drama between Remy Ma, Claressa Shields, and Papoose had finally cooled off, tensions suddenly flared up again, this time in a way no one expected. Late one evening, Remy Ma went live on Instagram without any warning. There was no teaser, no countdown, nothing to suggest something major was about to happen. At first, viewers didn't even see her clearly, they just heard her voice. It was calm and controlled, but there was an edge to it that immediately caught people's attention. Within seconds, thousands stopped scrolling and tuned in. She began by explaining that she was frustrated with how the entire situation had been portrayed. According to her, the narrative had unfairly cast her as the villain, while Claressa Shields was being painted as the victim. Remy said she had stayed quiet for weeks, choosing not to engage publicly, but now felt it was time to speak and share what she described as the full truth. As more viewers flooded into the live stream, the comments section exploded. People reacted in real time, some expressing shock, others offering support, and many simply trying to understand what was unfolding. The energy quickly shifted from curiosity to intensity. Then came the moment that sent everything into overdrive. Remy alleged that Claressa Shields had not been entirely honest about her relationship with Papoose. She claimed that Claressa had been communicating with another man at the same time, someone allegedly connected to Papoose's circle. That accusation alone was enough to throw the internet into chaos. Fans who had previously sympathized with Claressa began questioning everything. Had they only been seeing one side of the story? Was there more happening behind the scenes than anyone realized? Remy didn't stop there. She went on to present what she described as evidence, screenshots, messages, and even a short audio clip. The clip, according to viewers, featured a voice that sounded relaxed and confident, almost as if the person speaking wasn't concerned about the possibility of it being heard later. At one point, Remy paused the audio, looked directly into the camera, and made it clear that her intention wasn't to create drama or chase attention. Instead, she framed it as a matter of honesty and respect. As the live stream continued, the number of viewers kept climbing. More people began recognizing names mentioned in the messages, and reactions grew stronger. What started as gossip quickly turned into something much more serious. It felt less like entertainment and more like watching a personal situation unravel in real time. Shortly after Remy ended the live session, Papoose finally broke his silence, but in a much more reserved way. He didn't go live or post a lengthy statement. Instead, a short video surfaced showing him sitting quietly in his car, speaking in a low, reflective tone. In the video, he explained that he had remained silent because he wanted to believe that what he had been seeing and hearing wasn't true. He admitted that he had made certain decisions and took responsibility for them. However, what seemed to hurt him the most was the feeling that he might have been part of someone else's plan rather than a genuine partner in the relationship. His words carried a quiet but powerful weight. Within minutes, the clip went viral, spreading across multiple social media platforms. People who had previously joked about the situation suddenly became more serious. Many shared the video, saying they could hear the pain in his voice. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields remained silent. She didn't immediately respond with a post, video, or statement, and that silence only fueled more speculation. Some believed she was unsure how to respond, while others thought she was simply taking time to process everything before speaking publicly. As the hours passed, more content began surfacing online. Screenshots, old posts, and side-by-side comparisons started circulating rapidly. Fans turned into amateur investigators, piecing together timelines, analyzing interactions, and connecting dots. Every small detail sparked new theories, and the situation quickly snowballed into what felt like a full-scale digital investigation. Eventually, Claressa broke her silence with a brief message, but by then, the narrative had already taken on a life of its own.
You can literally hand a man over. Take that hoe. Here, take him. You can literally let a woman have a man, and she will spend the rest of her relationship being obsessed with you because she has become obsessed with the idea of being chosen over you. So now it has turned into a strange obsession for you because she can't figure out why you're so at ease by walking away from a man that she is so madly in love with. And the only thing that'll give her ego boost, a high from the fact that he chose her, is if she can get under your skin.
She didn't name anyone directly, but her message carried weight. Claressa Shields spoke about the lessons she had learned and the personal growth that can come from heartbreak. To some, her words felt sincere and deeply human, a reflection of someone trying to process emotions in real time. To others, however, the message seemed intentionally vague, almost as if it was crafted to avoid addressing the situation head-on while still maintaining control of the narrative. In contrast, Remy Ma took a completely different approach. She didn't continue speaking at length or fueling the situation further. Instead, she posted a simple photo of herself enjoying a quiet moment, paired with a short caption that reflected calmness and confidence. There was no drama, no extended explanation, just a subtle signal that she had already said everything she needed to say. For many observers, that post felt like closure on her end. Over the following days, the story began to shift. What started as a personal conflict between Papoose and the two women evolved into something much larger. It became less about who said what and more about the emotional and psychological dynamics playing out in public view. One striking aspect of the situation is how it reflects a deeper pattern often seen in relationships, especially those exposed to public attention. When a man is freely given to a woman, particularly in a situation where another person is involved, the focus can shift away from genuine connection. Instead, it can become about the idea of winning, of being chosen over someone else. That sense of validation can create a powerful emotional attachment, not necessarily to the person, but to what they represent. This dynamic can lead to an unusual kind of tension. One person becomes increasingly invested, seeking reassurance and validation, while the other appears calm or unaffected. That imbalance can intensify emotions even further. The more composed one person seems, the more the other may feel the need to provoke a reaction, to regain a sense of control or affirmation. In many ways, that's what made this situation so compelling to the public. It wasn't just about a disagreement, it became a real-time display of human behavior under pressure. Silence, in particular, played a powerful role. Claressa Shields' initial decision to step back and not respond immediately only fueled speculation. People began to question her next move. Was she unsure of what to say, or was she carefully choosing her words? When she finally did respond, her message remained brief and open to interpretation. Some people connected with it, seeing it as a genuine reflection of growth and self-awareness. Others viewed it as a strategic move, leaving just enough ambiguity to keep the conversation going. Meanwhile, the aftermath of the situation began to show in more tangible ways. Fans quickly noticed that Claressa appeared to be absent from a brand campaign she had previously promoted. This sparked rumors that companies were quietly distancing themselves to avoid being associated with the controversy. In today's digital environment, brand image is everything, And even the possibility of negative attention can lead to quick decisions behind the scenes. At the same time, Papoose seemed to retreat from the spotlight. His social media presence slowed down significantly. Reports suggested he had cancelled studio sessions and declined interviews, choosing instead to focus on himself away from public scrutiny. For someone known for consistency and professionalism, that shift didn't go unnoticed. What's interesting is how the narrative expanded beyond the individuals directly involved. Online, people began sharing their own experiences, stories of heartbreak, trust issues, and the difficulty of healing when personal struggles are exposed to a wide audience. In that sense, the situation stopped being just about three public figures. It became something more universal, a reflection of how relationships can unravel under pressure. Some viewers saw it as a cautionary tale about the fragility of love in the public eye. When private moments become public content, even small misunderstandings can escalate into full-blown controversies. Others focused on the role of the internet itself. The same platforms that elevate individuals to fame can quickly turn against them, reshaping public perception in a matter of hours. As the days passed, fans became deeply invested. Social media turned into a kind of investigative space, with users analyzing screenshots, revisiting old posts, and building timelines. Every detail, no matter how small, was examined and debated. What might have been a private situation in another era had now become a collective experience, shaped by millions of voices. Meanwhile, Remy Ma's composed demeanor added another layer to the story. Her calmness didn't just signal confidence, it also influenced how people interpreted everything else. Some admired her restraint, viewing it as strength. Others questioned whether there was more beneath the surface. Either way, her approach stood in contrast to the chaos surrounding the situation. As for Claressa Shields, her silence and selective responses kept people guessing. Would she eventually provide more clarity? Or would she continue to let the story unfold without further comment? The uncertainty itself became part of the narrative, keeping audiences engaged. At its core, this story resonates because it reflects something deeply human. Emotions like love, betrayal, regret, and resilience are universal. What makes this situation unique is the scale at which it's being experienced. Social media amplifies everything, every statement, every pause, every reaction. In today's world, very little remains private. Personal struggles can quickly become public discussions, and the emotional impact is often intensified by the presence of an audience. Every action is interpreted, every silence analyzed, and every decision carries weight beyond the individuals involved. Yet, even within that chaos, there's a consistent theme: growth. Whether through reflection, silence, or stepping away, each person involved is navigating their own path forward. And for those watching, there's something to take away from that. As the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the digital world never stops paying attention. Every post, every reaction, and every moment adds another layer to the narrative. And while the details may continue to evolve, the underlying lesson remains the same. Behind every viral story are real people, real emotions, and real consequences.